Oh, shoot. That's not what we want.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Hi. Oh, okay.
Well, that's not what we want either.
All right.
All right, I got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
Thank you, Jen.
Cheers.
Hi, everyone.
Uh,
We're having a little bit of technical
Jordan
difficulties.
Solo. Nope. Jordan Solo.
I wonder if they broke.
Uh,
So here, let me see if this works. Oh no, my mouse is not working anymore. Okay, so first things first. If you go to the middle bottom part of OBS, just to the left.
Hey, somebody likes us.
in here?
No. Just to the left of that. Okay, see those little eyeballs?
Yeah.
Okay, so click on the Jason main eyeball. Okay, so that's the... And then producer. And we're halfway to what we're looking for. Okay. Okay. I wonder if... Are we... Okay.
Gabe? Are you there?
Oh, okay.
Got it? No.
Sort of.
Almost.
Do you want to restart the ATEM, the controller on the tablet? Yes. Give us just a second, folks. We're fixing up some stuff. I think this is Jen's first time troubleshooting these problems, and I don't have the ability to like.
Got it? That's not. Is this? Yeah, that's it, right? Mix Effect Pro.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you restart it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's see here. So hit Jordan Solo again.
There we go. Yay!
We done it.
Except for I forgot to turn my light on. Oh, and there's a... Sounds are all labeled.
we're getting there. Okay, so we have a little bit of a new project here today. This is a wonderful gift from our friends over at Privateer Press. Jason mentioned it when we were on stream the other day. So I'm gonna start working on this for today because I need a break from Scale Jail. So we're gonna build up Magazine Unstoppable and Invictus. This is what they look like.
Uh-oh, Morning Tide said my first stream and you blew it. Sorry.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Turn it back off and on again. Yes.
So we're gonna paint Big Rocket Dude and Big Robot Guy. So we're gonna do
The
that.
one on the left doesn't look so big.
It's not so big, but the other thing is on this size base.
Oh, yeah, that
Which
that
is
looks
huge.
pretty big.
Yeah. Back to scale jail. Don't pass go. But what if I want to pass go and I don't want to be in scale jail? Huh? Did you ever think about that? How is everybody's Friday going? Hello, good morning. Or afternoon. I am excited for a
It is
wonderful
afternoon.
weekend. Huh?
It is afternoon.
Yeah. It's close enough. I can say both.
You're excited for the weekend?
I'm excited for the
What are you
weekend.
doing?
Well, tonight I'm gonna go try out the new Lorcana game with Paul, which sounds like fun. And that's the new like Disney card game.
Uh-huh.
So that'll be neat. I love trying out new card games.
You do that at Samurai?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just went on lunch to go sign up because it's limited pool of people who can sign up.
Oh.
So
Very cool.
I think there's like 25 slots, and by the time we signed up, he was signing up the 10th person. So, and we went at 11 when they opened.
Mm.
So I'm kind of glad that I did.
They just start that today?
Yeah. Yeah, the game officially came out today.
Okay.
So it's the first time that they can run events for it.
Gotcha.
So they're doing like a theme deck event basically.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just going through here and we're cleaning up some of this gunk, all the supports and stuff that are on here. So that we can assemble. This is a bit of a blast from the past. Jenna, I know you probably know that I spent time studio painting models for Privateer.
Yep.
So this is like back to the old days of me painting studio models for them.
I think the first time that I met you was maybe at an LVO.
Yeah, it might have been LVO. It could have been. Oh, I don't think you were there, but I think I first met Jason at a War Machine weekend.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Or I think it was the first year that they did Warfare
Was
weekend.
that the one in St. Louis?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was with Mitch.
It was. I met him for the first time either there or at LVO where I met you.
Yeah, I
as
remember. I think it was you and someone else. Were you demoing like Riot Quest or something?
Yes.
And I thought the models were so great.
Yes.
And I painted some of them.
That
because
sounds
they were real
correct.
fun.
Yeah, so that would have been
2020?
after
2019?
yes,
19 or
probably.
20. One of
Yeah.
those two.
Something like that. I think I'd met Jason before.
Yeah, because I feel like when I know I met Privateer Press people at that one,
Yeah.
and I feel like he knew them already. So
Yeah. Because he had played a lot of War Machine and stuff
yeah,
before.
that was his game.
Yeah.
Yeah, every Wednesday.
The good old days.
Independence tuning in from the hospital.
Oh no, that's not good. Or it's good, depending on if
well,
it's
yeah.
just your job. Hopefully it's just your job and you're not there
Or they're like having a baby, or
Yeah, I mean there's lots of like reasonable reasons
Yeah.
for you to be at a hospital that are not terrible. Hopefully it's one of those.
I know who you are.
Huh?
I know who it is.
Oh.
We have a package incoming ETA Monday. What?
What?
Who's sending stuff to us?
Chat.
The only stuff I get here is like stuff I buy on Amazon.
Chat's getting spoiled with you being on here all the time.
So Independence, is it okay if I give a little background info? Awesome. So we got an email from someone from Independence who was telling us about his daughter who, and I think it sounded like it was kind of sudden, got very sick, and they, I think for a while, weren't quite sure what was going on, but determined that it was related to her kidneys. And so she's in the hospital, spending a lot of time in the hospital. Independence is her dad. And
Okay.
he got his hands on a Go Bag Evo.
Oh, very cool.
Because he and his daughter like to paint together.
Oh, that's amazing.
So he is spending time there, and they're hobbying together and trying to make the best of a new situation. And yes, such a nice story, and we were happy to be able to help out a little bit to make sure that they could have some good
That's amazing.
hobby time.
I hope
Yeah.
things go well. I'm glad that you guys are able to enjoy some of your time there.
Yeah, for sure.
Turning any amount of time in the hospital when you're there for not work related reasons
100%.
into a good time
Yeah.
is something that is very important. So
And I'm so glad that you were able to make some time to stop in today.
they stopped by today?
No, in
Okay.
Yeah,
I was
'cause
like,
I told him, I'm like,
I'm sad I missed that.
come into the stream, say hi, join the Discord. We have an awesome community.
Yeah, you are most welcome here.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, when you have things to do there that you enjoy, I'm sure it makes it a little bit more palatable.
These models are pretty clean. I can't complain too much, to be honest. Normally this is like a nightmare doing all this stuff. Although I have to admit, this is how the model came, by the way, guys.
Like all assembled.
Yeah, just printed in one
To put
piece.
anything together, that's nice.
Yeah. Just have to do a very little bit of cleanup. Other than that,
It's a cool little sanding thing.
I don't know where Jason got these. I'm
that's
absconding. Yeah, I'm absconding with them right now. And I'm going to ask him, and I'm going to order some.
I've never seen him use that, but
because
I was going to ask you questions about it. Can you replace the sand?
yes,
strip
you
thing?
can. So
Okay.
this thing pushes together
Ah, I see.
and releases the sanding strip. So assumably they sell replacements,
Mhm.
which is awesome. So, and these are like literally the best sanding tool I've ever used. So I will absolutely be getting some of these. And sanding tools are absolutely fantastic for when you're working with 3D prints because it's the easiest way to get rid of all the build lines and the little nubs and everything. Luckily, these are printed to a pretty nice quality, so they don't have a ton of build lines, which is great. Just kind of smoothing out the top of this.
An extremely belated and also slightly early birthday present. I'm excited.
For you? Jen,
Yeah.
when's your birthday?
27.
Oh, right, I remember this. I remember us having this conversation. I see how it is, chat.
Ooh. I think I'm up like all the way, but it's a little far away. Thank you, Gabe.
Alright. Gonna get in here and get rid of some of these supports that are trapped underneath the arm. Get rid of that one. Let's see here. Trying to clean some of these raised edges here. Top of this bedroll.
Despon wants to know who let you out of scale jail.
Me! I
You broke
snuck out. Jason's not here.
I was just going to say, Jason's not here to pressure you.
Yeah. Jason's not here today, so I get to do whatever I want.
Jason left us to go out to lunch.
Yeah.
Didn't invite any of us.
Uh-huh. Yep.
He's just going off.
Yep. He's like, I'm gonna go have lunch with somebody cool,
Yeah.
and you guys aren't invited.
Yep.
So Jen and I get to be here and have even more fun than he's having by hanging out on stream and doing whatever the heck we
So
want.
he's out having a great lunch, and I'm eating Cheez-Its. Because that's how the world works.
I mean, Cheez-Its are pretty awesome.
T. Schmid, you can give him well wishes now because it was like 2 weeks ago.
Huh?
Your birthday. T. Schmid's
Yeah.
asking when your birthday was.
You missed it like it was,
was at
August
Gen
6th.
Con.
So you're off by 12 days. Not quite 2 weeks.
T. Schmid wishes you a happy belated birthday.
Why, thank you, T. Schmidt. It was a fun time of year. Too many birthdays in my family at this time of year. It's crazy. I was talking to Jen about it the other day. There's like 7 birthdays within a 2-week period. It's ridiculous. Very excited though. My mom just moved to Boise, which is cool. And her birthday was just like a week ago. So I called her the other day, and she was talking about how excited that she was to be able to get out of Seattle. So that's cool.
I went to Boise once for work. It's a pretty cool place.
Yeah,
I'm surprised. I'm like,
yeah, my mom keeps on telling me how much she's really excited to move there.
yeah.
She's like, it's very clean.
Yeah, it was winter when I went, and they had snow.
Ah, yes.
And when I used to travel for my job, and I would usually have a day to get to wherever I needed to be, a day to work. And then a lot of times I would just fly home after I was done at the end of the day if I didn't have to go to another training in another state. I would just come back home. But if I had to go from one place to another, there would be a day in the middle. And I would always have time. Pretty much every trip I went on, I had time to like explore.
Explore a little bit, yeah.
Most of the places I went, I would obviously have to fly into a big city and then drive to a smaller town. So I saw a lot of the country that I probably never would have seen.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really neat. I went to a lot of really small towns, it was such an interesting experience. And I was working in education, so I was seeing just similarities at schools regardless of where they were located.
Yeah,
you know, really
one of those things where like
had the same issues as big city schools. You know,
doesn't matter where you are.
It was really neat, and yeah, Boise was cool. That was the first time that trip. So it was that week I was in Michigan, Boise, and there was one other place that was cold. I was in three places that had snow, and I grew up here in Arizona and have never driven in snow before. So I was really nervous. And then when I was driving from Boise to the outer, area where the school was, I hit ice, and it terrified me. I was so scared. Like I had to stop because like my heart was beating so fast. Yep. I like was completely numb because it was just such a surreal thing to hit that ice that I didn't even see and just like have
slide
no control.
All over the place.
Yeah. It was so scary. So that's like my main memory. And then also the geese. There were a lot of geese.
A lot of geese.
Yeah.
Man, it's one of the funny things about growing up in Seattle is nobody really knows how to drive in inclement weather, even though we get it a lot. Which is hilarious.
That's crazy.
Like nobody knows how to drive in rain.
That's like it makes sense here that people get crazy when it rains and don't know how to drive because we hardly ever get it.
Yeah.
But it rains like every day in Washington.
Yeah, I mean not quite every day, but during the like the winter months and the fall it's like very frequent. It's like today. Like today it's like overcast and kind of dreary, but it's like this but like plus some rain.
Yeah.
Almost from like September to like January.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty funny when you realize that nobody actually knows how to drive in any of that.
Yeah.
And then also simultaneously really scary.
Right. Yeah, because you have to worry about not only yourself and managing your vehicle, but all the other crazy people out there.
Right. Exactly. Well, and the crazy thing is
you have to do anyway, no matter what the weather is like when you drive.
And the big one is snow, right? So everybody's always like, well, I mean, you don't get that much snow in Seattle. And it's like, well, no, we don't. The problem is Seattle is full of a bunch of hills. Mm-hmm. And it turns out snow plus hills, especially when you have like snow and then rain and then it freezes overnight and then you get a little bit more powdery snow, it's like it makes it even worse. You can't drive anywhere.
Yeah.
Even when you have the plows, like you can almost not drive anywhere. So it's really funny when people try and like go out and drive in this sort of stuff and you're just like, you're crazy.
Well, I was in Connecticut during the winter one year, and that was the first time I'd ever had a snow day. Like they closed all the schools the day I was there, so they had to call me and say, yeah, we have a snow day, and I'm like, well, I'm here. I just hang out in my hotel. And it was a 2-day training. So the first day that schools were closed, the second day they were open again. So I got up in the morning, went out to the car. There was a layer of snow on the car that I had to get rid of before I could drive it. And I don't know these things. Again, I'm from Arizona. I don't have experience with this. The rental car had an ice scraper,
scraper
like a
in it,
windshield
yeah.
scraper. So there was at least that. But I didn't have the proper clothing to be scraping windshields and
I mean,
pushing snow off.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I never did either.
Well, yeah, I mean, my hands were like completely numb.
Because you didn't even have
'cause
gloves.
I had gloves, but like, just basic, like keep your hands slightly warm gloves, not
Yeah,
like
you didn't have, like,
outside,
Yeah. Winter gloves.
moving snow gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have definitely scraped ice and snow off of my car with like the stupidest objects with
Yeah.
no gloves
Yeah.
while I'm wearing like shorts and a t-shirt
Yeah.
in the middle of winter because, that's just, I'm crazy.
No, yeah. Right now
So-
is a rough time of year in Arizona because of the humidity and the heat. But I will take this
Well, it makes it less
any
hot,
day.
which is nice.
You think it makes it less hot?
Oh, for sure.
It's hot, but I don't like to sweat. And with
I
humidity,
don't like to sweat
the
either.
second you're outside, it's like you can feel it. It's
Yeah.
gross.
That's true.
And
That
it's
I
not-
100%.
It's not even like in the mornings. It's pretty bad.
Oh, yeah, you like
the
walk out of your
humidity.
apartment in the morning or your house and you're just like, this is gross.
Yesterday or the day before, I looked and it was 61% humidity.
Ooh.
That's not. No, this is a desert. I want to refund.
Be more desert-like, please.
Right now, 35%.
That's not too bad. That's not so bad.
Michigan always has some kind of inclement weather, and people drive like it's not dangerous. Yeah, that's the
Yep,
problem.
that's what I'm used to.
Yeah.
You see
This
people
is
just
fine,
like,
just like every other day.
yeah.
I don't need to drive slower.
I will say, I have done some pretty stupid. I've made some pretty dumb decisions to drive to places.
Yeah.
When it was like not. It had been like a really heavy snow. The night before, and what was it? There was like me and my roommate had ordered, like, spent a bunch of money and ordered like magic decks, the night before, and we were like, oh, we'll just go pick them up in the morning, and it snowed, so we were like, man, we're gonna be stuck at home all day. We'd really like to be able to just like play, right? They're like, well, let's go down there, and mind you, this is like a 45-minute drive into like downtown Seattle, Ballard area.
Snowstorm.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't snowing at the time, but it had snowed last night,
Yeah.
and it was not easy to get down there.
Yeah.
And bear in mind, so downtown Seattle is just nothing but like 45-degree hills everywhere.
Yeah.
It was literally the worst decision driving I have ever made in my life. I am shocked that I didn't like crash into something.
Well, and horrible traffic too.
Yeah.
Every time I've been there, it's been horrible. But is it as bad when, like, do people stay home when the weather is bad there, or do they
No.
just like, I gotta go? So
I mean,
drive.
yeah, there were less people on the road,
Yeah,
and
but
more
still.
so than usual because it was that bad. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard for me to describe how bad the snow was. It was bad.
Yeah.
I should not have been on the road.
Gotta get those magic cards.
Yeah. Not my best hour. That's for sure.
Shard said, I once took a 4.5-hour round trip to Blockbuster Video during a snowstorm. Normally a 5-minute drive. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think it took us 2
I hope
hours.
you got like the best movies.
Well, the frustrating part too is, like, for one, Seattle's also kind of a maze, so it's
Yeah.
like really difficult because they have like weird turns, right? So they'll have like a road where you have like two roads going like this, right? And normally you have like a cross street or something, right?
Right.
But instead, they have a road that goes like this,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and
diagonal.
it's like your cross streets are like this.
Yeah.
So your roads are like this.
Yeah.
And you're just like, there's one that goes here, and then maybe there's like another one that kind of like goes in between, and you're like,
Yeah.
where do I go? And trying to navigate that while some of the roads are closed
Yeah.
because of the snow, and like some of them aren't, and it's not an area that you're used to like driving in.
Right,
It's
yeah.
a nightmare.
Yeah.
It was just the stupidest thing I've ever done. And I've done some stupid stuff.
Crazy Dave, we were actually talking about that sanding tool. He stole it from Jason.
I did.
We're not
Yeah.
quite sure where it came from or where we could get it.
I will be
what it's
asking.
Even called.
So-
But we will have an update for you
Yeah.
maybe
On
next
Monday.
week. Jason's gone right now. We talked about that. He went to lunch without us.
Yep. We're
So-
very upset.
Yeah. We're gonna sit here and complain
Yep.
probably like 4 or
cool
5
lunches.
more times about it.
Yep.
O.T. Schmidt has seen them at Hobby Lobby.
Okay.
That makes sense. Rockler Woodworking sells them, says JG75.
You probably even get them on Amazon.
We could probably Google it very easily, but
Well, it would be harder for me to Google it.
well,
than
for you,
but-
I could Google it.
Yeah. They're not branded, so I wouldn't even have the slightest hint of where to start without
Holiday sand
assistance.
paper. Thick. Oh, there it is.
You found it?
Yeah.
What are they called?
There's what is this one called? Sanding detailer.
Sanding
Detail
detailer.
sanders.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure, that's fine. Makes
This
sense.
one is on Amazon. Is a set of 4. Oh no, 24 pieces. So it's got 4 of the sticks and then a whole mess of the sanding things.
Of the actual like
Yeah.
refills or whatever.
For $23.99.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
You wanna send that to me so I can
Yep.
order some? That sounds great. Spectacular, even. Oh, Jen, actually, worthwhile question. Do you know if Jason's going to be in this weekend? In the office?
I don't know.
Okay.
We have to finish the few things left at our old house so
Oh,
that we
okay.
can get it listed.
That's okay. I was just
And I know
wondering
that
if I
his
could use the
big plan
facilities.
is to put together the dog treadmill.
Oh,
So-
yeah, he ain't going to be here. He ain't going to be here this weekend. That's fine. I will make do.
I'll put this Amazon link in chat just in case anyone wants to get it from Amazon.
There you go.
Oops, not Discord.
Yeah, these things are amazing. Because you have like the like accuracy of almost a hobby knife. Which is like spectacular. It's not quite the same, but it's pretty close. Alright. This is not as clean as I would probably want it to be, but I don't want to spend 12 million years doing this. So we're not going to.
I sent you the link in chat.
Awesome, thank you. Much appreciated.
Shard said it sounds like Baby J's planning a weekend Evo bag giveaway. He can't get in without us.
Yeah, I can't do
we
that.
keep the stuff
really.
locked up when we're not around.
Maybe in the future sometime I can convince them to let me have access, but now is not that time. Okay, yeah, we're looking good. Screw it. Time to glue
Division
stuff
ring,
together.
I don't have access to Amazon Canada because I live in Arizona,
Yes.
so I don't think I'm allowed.
You might be able to just do like Amazon.co.
No, I'm just joking because I posted the link to the sander things,
Mm-hmm.
and Division Ring asked why I didn't use the Amazon Canada link
Oh,
because
got
I'm
it.
not allowed.
Um,
I have to give up my citizenship.
man, I'm so worried for. I have a friend of mine who lives in Canada, and his house. I don't know if you've heard about all the fires happening in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So he lives literally right next door.
Are these new or have they been going on for months?
I mean, I think they've been going on for a while, but there's one that broke out and is like, I have photos that I can show you after stream, but they're gnarly.
Because I remember that there were a bunch of fires in like eastern Canada that
No, this is in
the
like
smoke
BC.
was coming into like New York and stuff like that. And like the
Yes.
northeastern part of the US. Is that where does he live?
No, he lives in BC.
Oh, so
Yeah.
that was then that's the other thing, is that I recently also think I heard that there were some in British Columbia.
Yeah,
And that's what Division Ring is saying, yeah.
it's bad. He lives like right on the lake.
Why?
and
Why? What's causing the fires?
I don't know.
Division Ring, do you know?
But he like had to evacuate.
That's what Division Ring is saying, is that I don't know what NWT is. I'm sorry, I don't know. Or Northwest Toronto? No, because Toronto. I don't know. Toronto's the capital. What's NWT?
I don't know.
Northwest
Territories.
Okay.
Yeah.
20,000 people being shipped out of town. That's crazy. Division Ring, do you know what's causing them? Because like we've
lightning
got the
strikes, I think, is actually what it.
lightning.
Yeah. The heat plus lightning strikes.
The Maui fire
Oh, I've heard about
was
those too.
from like a hurricane.
Oh, really?
Caused by a hurricane. Like all the bad weather caused fires. My friend's daughter was there. She just turned 21 and she was there celebrating her birthday in Maui.
Oh my gosh.
And got stuck there. Like couldn't get out.
That's wild. But yeah, he sent me a bunch of photos last night, and he was like, I'm in like a group chat with him and some other people, and he was like showing us photos that he took from like his balcony, and you could just see on the other side of the lake, like the whole horizon was just of the mountain on the other side of the lake, just covered in fire.
That's crazy.
And then they're like towards like 9 or 10 o'clock last night, a fire started about 1,000 feet from his.
Wow.
Yeah.
So scary. What I mean, Division Ring though, that like it's, I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's that hot here all summer long, and we're not constantly on fire.
Well, I think also our shrubbery doesn't burn quite as well,
Well,
probably.
I mean, it's just like kindling, all the dry tumbleweeds, and here everything is so dry.
Well, I think that's part of the problem over there is that normally it's not as dry, but because it's been so hot and they haven't had as much rain, that everything is drying out, and there's a lot more to burn when there's a bunch of trees in a forest, right? When you're out in a desert, and yeah, there's a lot of shrubs, but like that stuff burns up really quick and very fast. Whereas like trees take a lot longer to burn than shrubbery does. So it's easier for a fire to burn out when it's burning shrubs and like very dry dead things than it is for things that like it's like a full tree, right? It's like sticking kindling on a fire instead of a log. Like the log will burn all night.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Father and son homestead game. That's awesome.
What's up?
Hopefully you can stop in next week and let us know what you think. Got the new paints today for the father and son homestead. Can't wait to try them out tonight. He busted himself out, Slayer Street.
Yeah, I snuck out.
He broke out.
It's Friday.
Probably gonna have to go back.
Probably. If Jason has his way, I'll be back in the scale jail. Not that it's Jason's fault that I'm in scale jail. He's not wrong when he says it's your fault. Not your fault, Jen, my fault. He does blame you for a lot of things.
Blames me for everything.
Yeah.
I'm used to it.
This is not one of those
Nobody listens
things.
to him when he does, so that's okay. Nobody listens to him when he does, so it's okay. I don't mind.
Alright, let's glue this in. Yeah, this thing's freaking huge. Holy cow. This is not a small model. Where's the other arm? Oh, I have it over here. Hi-ya. Which I also forgot to clean, so we're gonna clean it up real fast.
Independence, we might have some single sizes in the next couple of weeks. The sets will be more into September, probably, maybe even toward the end of September. But the single brushes will start coming back into stock pretty soon. So on our website, you can sign up for restock alerts. My recommendation is always to go into the listing of the single brushes and figure out which sizes are going to be most useful to you and sign up for the restock on each one. That way, if we, like say we get 50 size 2 sables in and you've signed up for that, you'll get a notification as soon as they're available.
Also, don't forget to keep track of the Discord too, because we also post on Discord when we get restocks.
We put we announce all of the restocks. We announce them there first usually. Like we'll give Discord a bit of a heads up, like, hey, brushes are going to be back in stock here in a few minutes. Be ready. Lion Creative said I have my second stream today. Pretty excited for it.
Fantastic.
Awesome. What are you going to be painting? T. Schmidt said I am painting tiny something men. Tiny from men, but I don't know what that means. Tiny men. We'll just go with that. And having more fun than should be allowed. Almost as awesome as Fuse's owl.
Nice. Nice.
I just love how excited he was getting over that owl. Oh,
It's
frog.
so funny.
Frogmen. Oh, I bet tiny frogmen are super cute. Are they cute? They sound cute when you say tiny frogmen. But I think it's probably just because of tiny. More dinosaurs. Line
that's
Creative
not
says,
nice.
have one more Thunder Rider to paint.
Nice. Lion, you should try and make it out sometime to Arizona, and we can play some Conquest. That sounds like fun.
Where do you live, Lion? Are you close to Arizona?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Like, I live in France. Oh, okay, well.
My statement remains the same.
You still come to Arizona.
Yeah. Turns out Arizona's a cool place.
When it's not.
It's fine.
Degrees.
It's fine.
It's cool.
Well, I don't know
Not
about
literally.
cool.
You said it's a cool place.
It is a cool place, but it's not a cool
Not
place.
Cool. Houston used to live in Mesa 2016.
Oh yeah,
Oh, you
that's
know.
not too far. If you
They
ever in
just tore
town,
down Fiesta Mall, Lion Creative.
let me know. Yo, this thing is actually freaking cool. What the heck? This is a cool model. Also, I'm going to show y'all a really cool little trick. This is a slotted base special. They have slotted bases like this, and you need to put a model on top of them that doesn't have a slot. Take some tape, put it over the base, get it all nice into the crevices there. Press it down nice and solid, and then just cut out the area where the slot is. Boom. And now you have a covered slot in your base.
Look at that. Hobby hacks with Baby J.
Hobby hacks for War Machine models and other models with slotted bases. this guy down. We gotta prime some stuff. And we're good.
Oh, so was the 6 months like the only time that you lived in Arizona? I did gather that you don't currently live in Mesa. But if you lived in Mesa, I thought maybe you would recognize the name Fiesta Mall, which is torn down. It was the mall of my youth.
It was the mall of your youth. That's funny.
Well, you know, I grew up in the 80s. Malls were a big deal.
That's true.
Avian.
What's up,
Hello,
Avian?
Thank you. Thank you for that resub. I will take your huzzah huzzah because I didn't hear the sound.
The huzzah huzzah.
Yeah.
The actual huzzah
The
huzzah.
actual
How dare
alert.
it? It's really letting us down these days.
Hell
This is
yeah.
really like unacceptable.
Yeah. Just can't get good service anymore.
I know. Stupid huzzah huzzahs. So we're gonna get creative on priming these guys up.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. This is like super delayed.
It's super delayed.
Alright, so we got the airbrush going in the other room, which is great. I was prepared.
So did you just tape that to the box?
Hey,
Is
we're
that your holder?
yeah, we're in well for now.
All kinds of hobby hacks with Baby J today. Division Ring said you're actually making me want to put some of my MK4. Is that what this is? MK4?
Yep, Mark 4.
Together, Mark 4 together.
That's what I'm doing. I haven't played War Machine in a long time.
He said put the K-Door preview together a month ago and it was so nice. No more stupid tin wrists to put together. No giant shoulders that just refuse to stick.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be nice. I'm gonna try it out. Me and Gabe are gonna play a little bit, I think. Try the game out. He's never played War Machine before, so it'll be fun to give him a good old whipping. Because this is one of those games that, like, if you've played a lot and you're good at it, it's
You're always gonna win against
generally
someone new.
Yeah.
Aw, Gabe.
It's one of those kinds of games.
Are you prepared for this?
I'll take it easy on him though.
Walking Harder said that's how you know he's been hobbying long before it paid him to have that many hacks. My stupid chair wheel. I can't move the chair. Division Ring said the only problem I have right now is that Privateer is rolling out the new armies so slowly. I don't actually want to play Signar or Kador.
What do you want to play?
Yards Tony wants to know, Jay the Younger, are you a red robot or blue robot War Machine player?
Neither. Black robots.
I'm just sitting here, Despawn. I'm not painting. I do have a bust that I've been painting, but and there was a spot today where I could have gone over and painted, but I'm not feeling it today.
You're not feeling it?
Not feeling it today. Got a little headache from the humidity.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely a little headachy too.
Yeah, we're all kind of like that around here, just kind of like. Bleh.
Yeah, it's funny because yesterday was such an amazing day.
Yesterday was great. We had a really fun stream.
Today
yesterday.
has just kind of been a blah day.
Sort of mellow today, yeah. It's
Yeah.
really overcast and it's supposed to rain. We're all feeling it, I think. You are Dr. Rhino.
Division ring. The dusk box is the one that I have. Was one of the boxes that we were gifted at Gen Con. So I have the dusk starter, and then Jason has the Brine Bloods. But that stuff comes out like this month, I think. It comes pretty quick, like comes out real soon.
Is it good?
Is what good?
Dr. Rhino said also the heavy titanium white, y'all. What magic well did you wish in for that? It is nice.
The same one we always wish at.
Dustmon said, so explain this heavy paint.
So the heavy acrylics that we have, so we have two of them. There's heavy titanium white, and there's heavy warm white. Obviously those two are different colors, right? So the heavy titanium white is the exact same color as our bold titanium white. So it's the same color. The heavy is referring to the thickness of the paint. So normally with our bold titanium white, it's nice and smooth right out of the bottle, and it's really, you don't even really need to thin it for anything. The heavy titanium white, and also the heavy warm white by extension, are thicker paints. So they're designed to be used for specific techniques that our signature artists typically use, called loaded brush. And that's where they use a thicker paint on the end of a brush filled with another thinner color to mix right on a model with the two paints. And I can show that to you guys here in a minute when I get these models primed up, if you like. I can do a little quick demo of that. But the paints are fully thinnable, just like all the rest of our paints are, so you don't have to worry about them being only usable for that specific type of technique. I know Jason has been using the heavy warm white pretty extensively for highlights on all of his non-metallic metal, and he has not been using loaded brush for that. He's just thinning it down and painting it on, because it's a great color. So don't feel like you're trapped having to use those specific techniques to use those paints. They're just, they are just thicker paints. That's it. Oh, also they are a little satin as well. So bear that in mind.
The artists too, Ben and Matt, they're working on videos specifically that will show that technique. Just like we had when we had the first and second signature sets with Ninja and Vince Venturella, they had videos that came out, shortly after the release of those paints for showing how they would use them. Ben and Matt are working on the same thing, so we will have videos directly from the artists that we worked with on these. But yeah, Jordan, they seem very interested in seeing a quick demo of loaded brush if you've got the opportunity to do that.
I am definitely not as good at it, so definitely wait for those videos to come out to get like the real picture of it. But I'm good enough at it that I can explain the concept for sure. It's just not something that I typically do. It's not part of my repertoire of techniques that I usually roll into my painting day to day.
Yards, Tony, we know where you live. Fabian said, now can we get Baby J to teach some classes using monument paints? His descriptions of painting techniques is elegant, short, to the point, and accurate too.
Yes.
He's doing some videos.
I am actually, we're in the process of I and Gabe are in the process of making / editing videos, tutorial videos for you guys, on all sorts of different stuff right now. It'll take a little bit of time for all those to come through, because we got to, plan them out. We've got to record them. We got to edit them, and then we got to release them. But it is something that we are very, very heavily working on, getting it's something we are focused on getting out as soon as possible. It was a big benefit of me coming here and being a part of the team, was me being able to come in and teach you guys all of this stuff, right? We've just been trying to figure out the best way to deliver all of that content to you guys. So now that we've kind of come to some good solid conclusions and we have some plans in place, that ball's going to start getting rolled down the hill very soon. I also do all of our shorts every week, so those are some really nice quick tidbits of things that you can learn that are easy to pick up in a 1 minute video is kind of the idea of those, right? And those have been really successful and people seem to be really enjoying those. So we do those every week.
Those are on our Facebook and Instagram. If you follow us there, you've probably seen those, but they're also on
our
YouTube.
Yep.
So be sure to check out our YouTube, because that's where all of the longer form videos that Gabe and Jordan are working on, that's where you'll find those.
Yep, absolutely. Let's see here. We're going to start with a little bit of burnt sienna, I think. Because we want this to be kind of dusty and burnt up. We're going to start with a nice solid bit of coverage of the burnt sienna. And we're going to paint some of this yellow too, so this is going to give us a nice foundation for the yellow color that we're going to throw in here. And there's some leather on here, so we can keep that brown for that. Does anybody have any really fun plans for the weekend? I know I was talking about some stuff that I had planned, but does anybody else have anything fun that they're doing?
I'm going to be doing some painting,
Uh-huh.
but not on models.
House painting?
On walls.
Oh no.
Just a tiny bit. We fixed a lot of we had, cleaning up an old house to get it ready to sell, and we patched up all the holes from nails and things like that.
Yeah.
Gotta touch those up and get the last remaining things that are over there out.
That's got to be nice to have that
It
kind
will
of feeling
be.
of complete.
It'll be nice when it's not something I have to think about anymore.
Yeah, I bet.
Free handball challenge, yes. Definitely not as fun as the Discord challenge. T. Schmidt found out that he has a completely free Saturday. What?
Oh, that's the other thing is I'm going to try and go see Oppenheimer this weekend.
Oh.
I've been
haven't been
waiting
anything.
and waiting and waiting and
Yeah.
waiting, and I finally have a free weekend. I'm gonna go do it.
Gonna go do it?
Yeah, I'm tired of waiting on people for it, so I'm just like, all right, if you want to go see it, let's go see it.
Today.
We're doing it. We're doing it this weekend.
So T. Schmidt, completely free Saturday, might see about getting some games in or painting or Netflix. Who knows? Infinite possibilities. You do
Awesome.
whatever you want. Those are the best. Yards Tony's gonna watch the hurricane come by.
Oh, no.
Start painting an army. Where are you? Where there's a I just saw that there's a hurricane in California. I
Yeah,
didn't think that was a thing.
It's weird right now. The weather
world
is crazy.
ending.
Yeah,
I
I
think the world is
remember watching something, or I was talking to my friends last night, and they were talking about how this weather is the bad part about the weather is everything is kind of moving in such a way that it's freeing up all of these hurricanes to just come all the way up the coast without any sort of breaking weather to kind of divert them or slow them down.
Yeah.
So the weather is going to be getting worse here
Yeah, Yards Tony said I'm in San Diego. He's gonna be watching a hurricane.
Yep.
That's crazy. That brown that you did, is that burnt sienna?
It is.
Burnt sienna.
Yes, it is.
Spawn has it.
Burnt sienna.
Pulse is going to finish John Hancock's Shadow Viper bust for ReaperCon.
Okay,
That
nice.
sounds cool.
Yeah,
Record Hot
ReaperCon's
Summer
like
of the
coming up,
Globe.
right? I want to say it's like not this weekend. Maybe it is this weekend. I don't know. When is ReaperCon? I know it's soon.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah,
So
hopefully not this weekend if he's finishing up the bust for it.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I've done some.
You've
I've
done
done
that?
stupider things. The first time I ever entered a piece in the Nova Open painting competition, I literally had it about half done before I took it to the show,
Oh, wow.
and I finished it at the show.
At the show?
Yeah.
I think I have heard people say that pretty much every time I've gone to a show where there's been a painting competition.
It did.
People come up like, "Oh my god, I need white. I have to finish my model so I can enter it into the competition."
I got lucky. It did pretty well,
Good.
so I can't complain.
Yeah. Division Ring said, actually, the mention of the challenge reminded me of something. I skimmed the VOD of the July challenge and didn't see my entry come up. I think maybe I screwed up my photo or something. If you go back and look, I mean, they're all still there. If you go back and look and you don't see it,
So what
that
I
would
will
tell you.
what I will remind you guys, remember there are instructions at the pinned to the top of every challenge, and those instructions are written specifically for the reason of making sure that I don't miss any of your guys' submissions when I go through and make the challenge document that we go through. Because sometimes if you guys post a photo and you don't say that this is my finished
The
product,
end, yeah.
I don't take
No,
it.
Right.
Because I don't know that that's your finished model.
Right.
So things like when you post your final model, put a note in that post saying,
Done.
this is my
This is it.
finished model for the July challenge, right?
Use this one, Baby J.
Yeah, and we prefer to keep it to 2 photos. I know you guys like posting a bunch of photos, but I can only usually fit about 2 photos into the document when I'm creating it for us to look at on the
Review, yeah.
stream. So I'll pick the 2 best ones if you give more, but just bear in mind I'm only going to be able to put 2 in there.
Oh, yeah, you can't.
Oh yeah,
You
that
can't
doesn't
finish
work.
it before it even starts.
Yeah, that you can't do that.
Count.
That's not how that works,
The
Division
challenges
Ring.
don't get announced until after the month has started.
Yeah, you have to post your
You have to post
starting
your
model
start.
with a time date after the beginning of the month. That's Oh, that's fine.
Announced
then.
it on June 28th? You announced July's
Well,
early?
well, remember, it goes live when I put the post up. So if it's in there, then awesome. But if it's not in there with the right timestamp, then no.
Gotcha. Achilles, we know nothing about ReaperCon, but maybe someone in chat would know.
Yeah, I don't know anything about what's going on for ReaperCon. I just know that it was happening relatively soon. That's it. So I'm taking some burnt orange here. So I'm building up this yellow is what I'm going to work on right now.
T-Cat, hello. Happy Friday to you.
Hello.
Division Ring said, but for the same reason Jen's confused, my I started pick was labeled June 30th. So again, probably just badly signposted as please use this for context. Yeah, so just make sure you read the pinned post to get all the specific details so you don't miss out on anything. And make sure to say, done, use this one. Something like that. Yards Tony said, I am now blaming Jay the Younger on my backlog as I have a whole shelf dedicated to maybe a future monthly contest.
This is what you get.
Oh yes, that definitely helps too, Division Ring. It's like tipping the host. A biotic sphinx said it was great meeting the Gen Con crew. Everyone was very nice. Well,
Wonderful.
that's good. I'm glad they were on their best behavior for you. Can't wait to try out both of your airbrushes when they come into my LGS. You're going to get both?
Nice.
Super, super awesome. Have the variety. Oh, and Avian is finishing a combat patrol this weekend because next weekend is game day.
Cool.
And a question from Avian. I'm happy with the outcome, but concerned I might get something odd. I combined the black wash with the glaze. It made a nice transparent filter where I could keep layering it to taste.
Uh-huh.
That's all.
Oh. Okay. That sounds good.
What, you're concerned you might get something odd?
That's great. That's something that I do all the time. Nothing wrong with what you're doing there.
Ah, yes. Jason talks about that a lot, that like painting cars and stuff use more of the pistol grip airbrush. So that's awesome. So for example, some washes get odd drying finishes, so just checking if there could be an odd reaction.
Nope.
Like
All of those-
reactivation or
No,
something
gosh,
like
no.
that. Is that kind of what you're
Yeah, it
wanting
won't
to
do
make
any
sure
of
you
those
avoid?
things.
Yeah, our paint doesn't usually do that.
We've spent a lot of time and effort making sure that we test all of these things to make sure that those weird things don't happen. Hello.
Hi!
What are
Hi.
you doing here?
I work here.
You do?
Yeah,
Is it couch surfing time?
I work here.
Look who's here.
This owl isn't gonna paint itself.
Well,
How was your lunch?
how was your lunch?
It was amazing.
Really?
Yeah, it was
Good.
amazing.
I
There
thought it
wasn't
was
much
still 1:30.
lunch to it,
Oh,
unfortunately.
you didn't
So-
get to eat?
So I'm very hungry. but-
Uh-oh.
but
I have a Rice Krispie treat if you want it.
I don't want to. No.
No.
I don't,
No, don't.
I
There's-
had like
Don't
I
want
had
one of
like
those?
one street taco.
There's a few Cheez-It crumbs.
I had one street taco and they're delicious rice and beans. Oh my god! I
Really,
forgot
they're
how good. The,
Where'd you go?
The Blanco tacos, rice and beans are. It's so good.
Where'd you go?
Blanco
Blanco.
taco.
Oh, I didn't realize that was the name. I thought it was just the name of the dish that you ordered.
No.
Okay.
That's.
Cool.
Hi.
Hello. How goes it? Good to have you back. I snuck out of scale jail.
Hello. He's cheating. What is this?
It's a neat model.
Is this nonsense?
Hey, look, it was a gift from a friend.
You ready to start? I can put in 2 painters.
Yeah. You can.
Oh, Percival Chevalier the Fifth, first of his name. So cute.
Jason needs real food. Yeah. They booted us out.
Really?
They booted you out?
Well, the thing that I was a part of, I was only supposed to be there for a portion of it, and then all of the existing members talk about us once you leave.
Oh, it's
And
one
so
of
it got to a point where it
those.
was like, all right, you, there were only 7 of us there. You 7, out.
Get out.
And the other 15 people stayed and are out now talking about
It's
us.
like Rush, like sorority Rush.
It is very much like Rush.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to do that. We would have to, at the end,
It was
we
like
would-
CEO speed dating.
we would all huddle up
CEO speed dating.
in the living room, and we had slide. This is how old I am.
Honey,
for-
you are not old.
For sorority Rush in 1993.
You are well seasoned.
Oh my gosh.
In 1993, they had 1992. with their application. They had to fill out a paper application, like with ink, pen, and then they had to give us slides of their pictures of themselves.
That's crazy.
And so every sorority got a slide,
Put it in the slide
of
projector?
every single girl, and we
Oh
put them
my
in slides.
God.
And at the end of each day, we would look at the pictures of
I
all
take
the
it back,
girls
you
that we
are
talked
old.
to, and
Said I take it back. You are old.
and we would talk about each one,
That's
That's so
awesome.
see who we wanted to invite back.
It was very much that. Right, Memory? The owl is so cute it should be illegal.
Well, I don't think we know yet. I think that they're determining that now.
Yes, I have not been accepted into the Illuminati yet. The business Illuminati yet. T. Schmidt, happy Friday to you too.
Indeed. It's a good Friday.
I think that's
That's-
already trademarked by the Catholic Church.
Good Friday? No. We can start calling it Bad Friday.
Use at your own risk. I'm not saying you need to call it something else. I mean, well, I am, because
Yeah.
that's trademarked.
I think that's what you said, yeah.
That's trademarked. There's a TM after Good Friday.
So were all the other kids nice?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Great people. Everybody's great. Very, very good. It did mean that we need to go to Blanco Taco again, because it was really good.
Yeah.
It was just done like all catered style. They have a downstairs.
Really?
Yeah, it was downstairs.
Have we been to that location?
Yeah,
We have?
that's the only one we've been to.
I mean, I've been to one. There's one over by like the Fogoda show over on like
Oh, in Scottsdale?
Scottsdale-ish area. I couldn't remember if we'd been to the one over here. Did you go to the Love Sack store?
No.
It was in that same.
It's right
mall.
there, isn't it?
Yep.
Dadgummit. I'm an idiot.
I did remind him last
He
night.
did send me. Yeah, he did.
I said,
Send me a-
stop dying in Noida. It's time to order a chair.
He said exactly that. He said, take some time to stop dying in Noida and
Buy
order
a
a love sack.
beanbag.
Yeah.
I did not order a love sack. I did not stop dying in Noida. I actually did stop dying in Noida because I just turned the damn computer off.
That's funny.
It frustrated the hell out of me last night.
It's healthy to take a break sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, we are on
Yep.
a break right now, me and Noida.
Are you?
Yeah,
Oh.
till I get home.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's say.
Are you gonna kick everyone out of game night early so you can get home and play your game?
That was my thought, but then Carter chinched out, got to move.
Oh, so you were gonna make Carter stay so that you could leave right at the end of the day?
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh.
Heck yeah. What's the point of having other people who are able to do it
Right?
if you can't take advantage of it sometimes?
Well, I'm glad you think that way, Jordan, because in lieu of Carter,
Oh.
Guess who gets a key
he
today?
gets a key to the office today.
He was just saying.
It's-
he
I was-
won. Just
It's
saying,
really funny that
someday
you
they'll
mentioned
let
that.
me come in by myself.
Yeah. One
Today
day-
is the day, Jordan.
One day I'll be a big boy enough to be able to get into the office by myself.
That day is today.
Well, I just spent $45 to go play Lorcana.
Yeah, I was
this
gonna say he's
evening,
not staying today.
Don't get in. Really?
Yeah.
I tried to ignore that, but I can't ignore that.
Yep,
Really?
Yep. Mhm.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Oh my god.
You gotta try it. You gotta try it.
Uruk Bai said, "Dang, that Jack is huge. I've been out of the loop. What is
it's
that dude?"
gigantic. This is Magnus the Unstoppable and Invictus, which is, I'm assuming, the name of his specific warjack. Because there are named warjacks that are for that are tied specifically to certain characters in the lore.
Was that always the name of his warjack?
I believe so.
I think it's the same thing.
Yeah, I believe so. It is just quite a bit larger than it used to be.
I don't think you play with as many jacks, so they're probably trying to make a little more punchy.
I did notice that the model count has gone significantly down in 4.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Well, he was saying that their goal was to make it to where one model did the work of a lot, as far as the jacks and the magnetization and all that.
This one doesn't have any magnetization, but it's also like...
No, it's character, though.
Character
so
model,
its loadout is what it is, probably.
Yeah. Looks cool, though. It's freaking huge. It's on an 80 mil base.
That's nuts.
Yeah, like look at him next to Magnus.
It'd be...
Yeah. This is a 80 mil base. Versus a 30 mil base.
It'd be...
Gigantic robot.
I will put them up against Percival Chevalier, the 5th first of his name, any day of the week. It's like Percival Chevalier, the 5th first of his name, Slaughterer of Worlds.
Slaughterer of Worlds?
Oh, yeah.
That's where we're going next?
I mean, let's look at him. What world is he not trying to slaughter?
Oh my god.
Walking Harder, Hit Point Press is the company. I think hitpointpress.com. Don't trust me on that, but I believe that's what it is. There might be a hyphen in there someplace. And yes, he is cute incarnate, which is very strange because it really is the reason why I'm having so much fun painting.
Because he's cute.
Well, just because the whole story that I've generated around him, and the fact that look at this damn miniature. Like, there's nothing better than this miniature. I have the answer for what is your favorite miniature you've ever painted for the rest of my life now. This guy. No other can compare.
Alright. I'm holding you to it.
You don't have to.
That's the one.
That's just it. It's easy.
Alright. Time to glaze over this with some transparency.
It's right up your alley. Hit Point Press. Yeah, exactly. Not even the Guardian who stole the skin from his charge to make a cape was another good story. That one was a good story, and the Guardian's a great model, but he can't beat Chevalier. Which, if I'm surprised that no one in the multiple days of us talking about Percival Chevalier, the 5th first of his name, has recognized that he is Chevalier, hence Chevy, but due to his size, Chevette.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Did you just figure that out, or was that your plan the whole time?
That was the plan all the time?
No way.
Oh.
I don't believe it. Do you guys believe him? I don't believe him.
I believe it, to be honest.
Nobody believed me when I said raising the bar was intentional either.
That one I got.
Raising the bar.
The paint, the booth, the banner on the booth,
Uh-huh.
because it's a bar.
It says
We're raising
Pro
the
Acryl
bar.
raising the bar.
Because it's a bar, like
And nobody in this entire office other than Jacob believed that I had planned
Jordan
that.
is just getting it today.
Jordan was today
He's
years
been to
old.
3 conventions this year.
Jordan was today years old when he finally got it.
Or no, just 2, huh?
I've been.
Adepticon was
2.
his first.
Yeah, Adepticon and Gen Con. Okay.
Adepticon was my first day.
Yeah.
How can slow views do all these? I'm not even a dad. I'm a dog dad.
He's a dog dad.
Dog Dad's gonna make dog.
Which, by the way, you know what Dog Dad's whole weekend is comprised of? Building
Dog treadmill.
my daughter a treadmill. And then trying to coax said daughter onto treadmill. And then take videos to put on YouTube.
I'm so on board. For
I'm
this.
either going to come in Monday the happiest guy on the planet or very depressed.
Yeah, I spent
Because
all
we bought a
weekend building
doggy
this
slat mill.
stupid
We spent
thing.
all this damn money and the dog won't go near it. She's super afraid of it. She is, like, kind of oddly scared of some things.
Yeah.
So we don't know if it. So I don't know.
Yeah. It'll be
It's a
interesting.
roll of the dice here,
Yeah.
babe.
No.
I'll go trade it in for a love sack if she doesn't
Yeah.
like it. I will go to the love sack store and I say, so, I got this doggy treadmill.
Didn't work out.
Didn't quite work out. It's priced around the price of your love sacks.
Oh my god, is it really?
Oh, yeah.
You really love your dog.
Does the treadmill go backwards? It definitely would. Dogs don't do backwards very well. It turns out their muscles and bones aren't built for that.
Yeah, that is true.
Yaritz, Tony, did your dog like it though at the end? Lots of treats and little stints at a time. So she loves treats, little fatty. So
Little fatty.
So I will definitely
Oh my
be able to
God.
goad her with her doggy jerky. She has like doggy beef jerky, which smells good enough that I need to try it.
Don't try it, please.
It does
It's-
smell really good.
I'm gonna try it. Death Spawn says, "What is a love sack?" It's a big beanbag
It's a
chair.
giant beanbag chair, and they listen to your conversations before you own them.
It doesn't have anything to do with eating the paint. No, wrong.
Uh-oh. Death Spawn has said, if you eat dog treats, I can eat paint.
Nope.
That's not how that works. One is food, other not.
Yards Tony said it took a while. He's sometimes still nervous about it if he drifts to the side. He can also get a bit lazy and lag behind so that the harness is kind of pulling him, but he tolerates it. So this one doesn't have, this one's not
No motor.
motorized. What did you call it? A slat?
It's called a slat mill.
Slat mill.
It's
So
not
it's
a
just
treadmill.
powered by their
Powered by
own
dog.
motion.
It is fully dog powered.
Yeah, I did a lot of research, and people recommended getting the slat mill. They cost a little more, but because it's all dog powered, it allows them to take it at their own pace. And as
pace,
they
yeah.
slow down, it doesn't ever get behind. You know, it doesn't have the presets. You know, but I think the reviews of people that were like, "Oh yeah, you can do like uphill climb for them and do these workout presets." I'm like, that's just you wishing you had one.
Yeah.
The dog doesn't give a damn. The dog runs at a pretty good clip no matter what.
Monument bingo cards. That would be fun for the stream, actually.
Monument bingo cards.
Yeah, like every time
my
we say
gosh.
something on stream, they can, if it's on their bingo card, they can cover it up. So like eating paint in parentheses, no. Flatbread with pineapple and ham. when we talk about food, when we do previews of paints, I would also kind of add on to that and say when Jason uses something that nobody else can get. Is always a fun one.
I've not done that in a few weeks.
A few weeks.
We should.
Well, you
we
were
should
gone
do
for
that.
a week, so.
That's true too. I have not done that since the last time I streamed. What are you
Oh,
talking
that's
about?
awesome. Yardstone said, I don't use the presets, but I do have my bike next to his treadmill, so now he's my workout buddy.
Oh,
See?
that's
Oh,
actually
that's
amazing.
So fun.
I wanted to put it in the house so that I could have it next to the
Peloton.
the Peloton, so I could be Pelotoning while the dog is over there galloping on
Yeah.
the slat mill. So we'll see how it works. That might eventually be the thing.
Yeah, I mean, we might have enough room in that room.
Division ring, those are not vitamins. the nomenclature may be similar, but pigments, not vitamins. Trust me on this one, all right?
Boom. There we go. Okay. There we go. Boy.
You're looking forward to the Signature Series release that includes the phrase, "These claims have not been evaluated by the FDA."
Oh my gosh.
Drop weight
Have
fast
you
with
guys
Pro Acryl's new
seen-
weight loss program.
Have you guys seen today's post? If you're in Discord, maybe you saw it yesterday, but today's post on Instagram, Facebook, you got to check it out.
Twitch
if you
Summerlin,
haven't
what's going
already.
on? Outsider Arts, that is scary. Val needs no
He
scale
busted
gel.
out.
I wasn't here at the beginning of stream, so he cheated.
I cheated. What is? I didn't cheat.
You cheated.
I needed a break from scale jail, so I broke out.
That is not how that works. I know that the other day I said I need to make sure that you always have fun when painting on stream. That was a lie.
That was a lie.
I need for you to be constantly painting scales.
Check one of those links, Desmond.
Chat's gonna
You
be
should
very
be able to
sad
see
when
it
I'm
even
done
if
with
you
scale
are
jail.
not a user of Facebook or Instagram. You should still be able to see our page from those links.
We're working on shading up all this yellow now, using some transparent brown.
Oh, George. Avian said, once you're done with the sacrifice, Low Fuse will have you freehand scales on a model next.
Oh my gosh.
Warhound Titan.
I'm not doing
Have you guys
Alpha
announced
Legion.
the release date for the THC infused paint series?
Oh my
We don't
god.
need
CBDs.
that. We don't need that.
CBD Pro Acryl. All the rage.
We get crazy ideas without that.
Yeah, we have plenty of other crazy
Plenty
ideas
of
that
other
don't
crazy
involve those
ideas.
things.
We
We
could
don't
be
need to be
bajillionaires.
influenced by substances.
I mentioned I love this model.
No,
What?
I've never heard it before in my life. Tell me all of the things you love about your model.
I love this model. I moved on to just plain blue-white now. For those of you following along at home.
Plain blue, white.
White, blue.
White, blue.
That time to make the jump to light speed.
He likes this one, Despon. You probably haven't heard that. He's been pretty reserved about his feelings
Towards this model.
towards this model.
What model do I love? I love this model. I don't know if I've said that out loud or not. 50 times.
Never seen that model before. His name is Percival Chevalier the Fifth, first of his name.
Our transparents are so good.
Yes.
Makes doing shading on yellow so easy. This brown transparent is so wonderful for it. Especially when you're trying to go for like a really rustic, heavily used, warm metal. It's great.
That was a lot of adjectives.
Yep. I got lost in the adjective soup.
That was a lot of adjectives.
Adjective soup. My adjective game is not always very strong.
Well, Baby J is ineligible for the challenges anyway, so I don't think he cares.
About what?
That the sepia challenge was months ago.
Definitely don't care. Also, this is not sepia. This is too warm. Sepia is a lot more like greenish yellow.
What tomato? What? That's not scaly.
Oh my gosh. I can't go back to scale jail, everyone.
But he wanted scales.
I can't go
today.
back.
They were all ready for Scaly Friday.
Don't worry, we'll be back to scale jail soon enough. Sometimes you need to take a little bit of a hiatus.
All I heard in that conversation was he doesn't care about you guys.
How's the Death Knight doing again?
Nobody's asked to see it.
Hey, chat. Do me a favor.
See, the difference is I didn't have to goad them. I walked into them saying, hey, why isn't he painting scales?
Alright.
No. We win, chat.
What do you win?
Nothing. We win nothing.
Oh.
Just remember, sometimes when you take breaks, you end up with a better result.
Walking Harder would like to know if we plan on making a sepia paint at some point.
A sepia paint, what do you want it to be? A wash?
Deathspawn said, when are we getting a sepia wash?
A
Oh! Jordan was supposed to do a little demo of Loaded Brush.
Yes, and I can still do that. I'll probably do it for highlights here in just a second on this. But yes, thank you for the reminder. I will do that.
A transparent, if possible.
Well, I mean, I'm using transparency right now. I'm using transparent brown.
I say transparent brown is a pretty damn good sepia.
Sepia, yeah.
That's why I ask, because if you're looking for a color that is translucent, then transparent brown is already really close.
Isn't our oil wash closer to sepia than brown is? Transparent brown? The petroleum brown? Excuse me?
Not as red. Needs a little more heat in it, but yeah, petroleum brown could be a good use too.
This is just transparent brown by itself. By all needs.
Slayer Street, I assume he was using Profix, but
I was using Profix. Hiya! Quick seg. Gap filling. Adhesive.
we don't tend to let him use anything else around here.
I mean, that's all I have to use. I would use it anyways, though, because it works.
Did you see Pulse's question, Jordan? What yellow did you use for the airbrush highlight on the burnt sienna?
It's actually transparent yellow. Believe it or not. Plus a little bit of transparent brown. So
That's what that yellow is?
yeah. So
wow.
it's so the yellow was a buildup of burnt sienna, burnt orange. What did I use? I used yellow ochre, pale yellow, and then over all of that, I went with a thin application of transparent yellow with a just a touch of transparent brown in it to warm it up. And then now I'm going back in and I'm hand applying transparent brown to warm it up even further, and then I'll bring it up with some subtle highlights, and then that'll be done. Well, and then I'll do some like chipping and weathering and stuff on it too. But yes, it ended up looking very pale, and then when you go over it with that mix of transparent brown and yellow, it adds all of that yellow into the mix, and you get this really nice yellow.
Would transparent brown plus the wash medium make a wash that's different from brown wash?
Yes.
It would?
Yeah. So the brown wash is like what I would consider to be a very neutral brown wash.
Okay.
Brown transparent is very, very warm.
Okay.
So when
So
we're talking
then-
about like warm and cool colors, right? So warm colors are going to be a lot more toward your,
Yep.
red, orange, yellow
Yep.
spectrum of the color wheel. And cold colors are going to be the opposite sides. They're going to be your like violets, your blues, and your greens. Like a neutral brown is something that like doesn't really swing super far in either direction.
So would the transparent brown plus wash medium make a good sepia wash?
Yes.
Sure.
Despon would like to know if you could explain the highlight choice, like why you only covered parts of the top of the model.
Because the rest of it is not going to be yellow. Yeah, so like this part here is going to be black. This part here is going to be black. There's a lot of metal on here. So all the parts that are not like the yellow that you see are not yellow because they're not going to be yellow in the end. Right, that makes sense.
sense.
Yeah. I don't think I've painted much yellow on stream.
Don't ever hesitate to ask if something is not completely clear to you, Despon.
Yeah, I'm happy to explain if I explain something but like skip something that you have a question about, feel free to ask. I am happy to answer whatever questions you guys have. It may not always be like intuitive for me to automatically say those things. So if you have a question that I don't specifically like call out, feel free to ask.
Joaquin Harder said, so I guess when I think sepia color, I think a more greenish yellow brown as opposed to transparent, which is much warmer.
Yeah. that I would use, like if you want a greener brown, I would use glaze and wash medium plus the petroleum brown, which is much greener. So like, for example, that's already kind of dry. Yeah, we're kind of making that work.
While you're setting that up, we have another very important question from Rex for the win. What is the key to being so handsome while painting minis?
Living in Arizona and being very warm. That's the key. Because it's very warm in here.
How are you answering that question?
Because I got to it first.
You didn't specify who it was for.
I don't know why you're answering that question.
Because I've just been answering all of the questions lately. I thought you were enjoying having your time painting Percival. So I just, I took the reins on that one.
Got him!
It burn!
Got him!
It was for Jordan, thanks.
Dang, see?
Doesn't matter who it was
Clarified.
for. Got him!
Clarified. So this petroleum is definitely, it's not quite green, but it has some green to it. So you look at that versus transparent brown,
Oh, wow, yeah.
and you can see the difference, right? This is much more green than this is.
Yeah.
This is very red. This may not be like super green, but it is much more green
Yeah, I
than
was
this
gonna
is.
say that neither of those are green. There's a lot more yellow and less red.
Yeah.
Dapper Waki, what do you do differently when painting things of a larger scale like War Machine Jacks? What are the most important differences in selling this scale?
That's a great question.
What do you do differently? So, large objects, or not large objects, but like big things tend to obscure more light than smaller things do. They're up further in the sky, so they block out more light than a human would. So you tend to highlight them and shade them differently. So they're going to have more excessive and stark shadows, where it's like you'll have one half that'll be very, very heavily lit, and then like the other half will be like much more dark. It'll have some ambient light to it, but there will be a pretty clear difference. Also, things like if you look at a skyscraper is a great example, right? Like it's a pretty clear delineation of like this whole side of the building is kind of all one general value. This other side of the building is all generally dark. So like thinking about how the light would play on the bigger objects and like looking at big things as an example. Also scaling down things like chipping and wear and tear so that they're smaller is another like really good way to do it. Just make sure that all of the things that you're doing are in scale to the size that they're supposed to be. If that makes sense. Like if you have a backpack that's strapped to a big thing, it should look like a small backpack. It's hard to describe. Do you have a better way of describing the general idea of what I'm talking about here?
Well, I mean, I think when talking about scale, right, as long as we're not talking about how we're painting Godzilla versus a Space Marine at same scale, if we're talking about dreadnoughts versus Space Marines, warjacks versus the people that are at their feet, the process is exactly the same. Yeah. The problem occurs is that you have to now be able to extend your highlights and your shadows over larger areas. So where people start to mess up is they tend to keep their shadows small on big things because you're painting such a bigger area and you're used to shadow, mid-tone, highlight. And so the nature of the way you're looking at the model sometimes tends to make your bigger models get brighter. because you're not doing as much shadow if you're painting from darkness to light. If you're a painter that starts with a mid-tone color and goes to shadow and light, then you're generally looking at the form of the model, and so you're more easily balancing that out. I don't know that the model itself will have more darkness and lightness and variation and contrast and value versus a smaller model, because they're in the same sun, and reality is such that until you're tens of feet taller than another thing, your shadow comparatively to the light is not going to change, right? So a 6-foot tall guy and a 10-foot tall guy are going to be highlighted the same way. The problem becomes that the 10-foot tall guy is going to have larger thigh, right? More length to the thigh, more length to the torso. And so as you're painting, the physical aspect of painting it sometimes constricts the shadows because you're just not used to stretching the paint over that big of an area. And so as you get your technique, you have to remember that you're going to need to see more shadow because there's just more space on the model to see. Okay, so that's why I see a lot of people when they paint dreadnoughts or something else like that, that the shadows seem constricted. There's not as much contrast on the model because they just haven't taken the shadow far enough into the model because your brain's not wired that way. Painting something like this little guy, is going to be different than painting that warjack because I'm not going to leave, as relatively speaking, I'm leaving the same amount of shadow on his pauldron as he is on the warjack pauldron. The problem is that this space is so tiny and the warjack pauldron gets really big, right? So that's the only thing to watch out for, and that's a technique thing. That's not a change in the way you're visualizing the model. That'll be the same. It's just getting the paint applied in a way that lets it read the same as the smaller model, just because of size. Same problem with tanks, right? Some people, when they paint tanks, their tanks appear very flat and one-dimensional in the paint because there's such a big surface, and most of it becomes mid-tone and highlight because where do you put your shadows? So you'll see weird modulated shadows that people try to get on so they get more contrast across like the top and sides of the tank, which is why I teach for vehicles what I call panel highlighting, which is where you highlight towards the center of the panel as opposed to some sort of lighting directionality. So you'll have darkness around the panel lines, so you've always got contrast built on as like dirt getting in between the squares of metal and things like that.
You said tall man with large thighs, and so Rex wants to know if we're talking about painting or if we're back on the handsome painter question.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Desfun would like to know how you would all try to paint a glowing white lightsaber.
Like a white lightsaber?
A white lightsaber.
Are we talking, is that like the dark saber? I guess it's technically black, right?
It's technically black.
It has like weird white highlights.
Yeah, it's got like a
negative
electric.
photo.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah.
White would be tough, right? Because you'd probably want to actually do it in something that had a shade of blue to it so that you still had a highlight of white. So I do like really pale blues. Not so blue that it looks blue, but like a neon light, you know, like a cool neon glow. So it has like a white blue and maybe a sky blue base with white blue over that, and then white as your final highlight would make it really, really bright. Sky blue is a bright color, but I would probably start with blues so that it reads as white as you're looking at it.
I think Jordan's painted some
Rex,
Shatterpoint.
He painted his entire Shatterpoint army on here.
Yep, I have. Do you want to see some? I have some.
He's painted a bunch of lightsabers here recently, just no white ones.
No white ones.
Yeah.
But some really bitchin' red ones. And some really bitchin' like magenta-y force stabs on those robots. Those are my favorite models painted.
The VODs are probably on YouTube, right?
The VODs are on YouTube.
VODs are on YouTube.
Yeah.
Here's a small selection. I'll zoom out just a touch.
Oops. We'll put it on Jordan so he can show off a little bit.
So we got ourselves Jango Fett that we painted up.
Oh, the Django's really good too.
Yeah, I'm really happy with Jango.
All of your Shatterpoint stuff was great, especially because it bummed me out because he painted it like in like 2 hours. All of
Yeah, this
guys.
Vader's 2 hours.
Like, literally.
It's like actually 2 hours.
Like
I painted it on a Friday stream from
he's not
start to
allowed in
finish.
here anymore.
Yeah. So we got Vader. We got a Magna Guard.
What are they called? Magna Guard?
Magna Guards.
I don't even know what those are from. What are they from?
Clone Wars, yeah.
Okay.
And then Jango.
Dabberwocky would like to know what you used for the subdued sky earth of Fett.
Oh God. I gotta remember what I
Okay.
used for the base colors. It was basically a very simple, like 2 or 3 colors for the armor, and then I went back in with transparents and I glazed in all of the like the warm brown shadows and the cool blue highlights. So I would say if I were to replicate this, it would be like Payne's gray with some khaki with like white blue. What is it? With white blue highlights. And then I would go back in with brown transparent plus a little bit of black transparent, and then some blue transparent. And I'm talking like thin them way down, way down. You're doing like really subtle glazes, and build it up. That's it. That's all it is. I mean, it's just figuring out where to put the highlights, which is the most complicated part.
Always.
That's just non-metallic metal. But yeah, these are a little bit of an example of some models that I put together. I have a bunch more painted. I have another Magna Guard painted. I have Kalani painted. I have the 2 droids painted. I have Dooku painted, who is probably one of my favorite models. I absolutely loved painting Dooku.
Obi-Wan.
I have Obi-Wan here. He's not done yet though.
Didn't you paint 2?
Well, I started painting the other Obi-Wan.
You got the one with the sword glow on his face, right?
Yeah, so we got this one, who is not done yet. I mean, he's most of the way done, I suppose.
But that's kind of along the lines of what I would do for a white lightsaber, except reduce that blue.
Mm-hmm.
Don't start with such a dark blue. But you
Yeah,
could get
start
a
with a
lot of
lighter
mileage
blue.
out of that same workup,
Mm-hmm.
just starting from a brighter blue and then
And then we have
ending with bright white.
this Obi-Wan that we ended a stream doing the cloak on.
Oh, the cloak is so good.
Yeah. This was just a very like rough paint and highlight of the browns, and then I spent probably 10 to 20 minutes glazing it down with an airbrush and brown transparent to smooth out all of these highlights. And now they look really smooth.
That looks really good.
The power of the transparent.
Yeah, there's a reason why I'm absolutely in love with transparents. Because they allow you to do stuff like this. It's crazy. You can't really do this with an ink. It just doesn't like work right. So, a little bit of a glimpse into the Shatterpoint stuff.
Relapse said, after a long night of debaucherous scoundrelism, Percival Chevalier V fell in love once. Her name was Canadian Rye.
Canadian Rye have a bird on the label?
Well, I don't know.
God, I hope so.
I feel like it has a bird on the label, doesn't
That
it?
would be amazing. We're gonna show you guys how to do that.
Oh, loaded brush.
A loaded brush real quick. So you want to fill up your brush. We have the palette cam here. Fill the belly of your brush with some thinner paint. In this case, we're using golden yellow.
Not wild turkey.
And then get just the tip of your brush to have a little bit of the heavy paint. I'm using heavy warm white for this. And then the idea is, I'll just do it all with this. You put down the heavy warm white, and then you blend that paint that's in the belly of your brush into it to get a really nice blend. I'm just cleaning that up a little bit. Now those guys are obviously way better at it than I am, and they can do it in like really small areas, but that's kind of the general idea, right? You can see that nice blended gradient with very little work.
Are you kidding me, Death Spawn? Fired.
Death Spawn's fired?
He said he disconnected while we talked about White Side. Like, literally,
You gotta rewind.
you're fired.
You gotta rewind.
You got to go back and watch. Yes, we answered you. In length. Ad nauseum.
I'm so sorry. My phone got a call. I'm so sorry. I never get phone calls.
I never get phone calls. Except that
This is
Murphy's
why you
Law
don't
kicks
ever
in.
answer.
The only time you're ever going to get a phone call is when you just ask something important to somebody else on your phone. But yeah, the long and short of it, Jordan showed off a bunch of his Shatterpoint, but the long and short of it when doing a white lightsaber would be to really focus on starting with a bright blue and then working up to your white out of that bright blue, so like sky blue, something like that, into white blue, and then white as your final highlight so that white still has a punch. Because if you use too much white, just like with white armor or anything, if you use too much white along the way, then you have no way to highlight whatever it is you're painting. And so you'll lose a lot of depth and volume on it. So even though lightsaber is just a rod, basically. So many people would be triggered if there was a goose on Canadian Rye.
Good old Canadians. Although their country's burning to a crisp right now.
What about Maui?
Maui is also burning to a crisp right now.
Like everybody's talking about Canada and the Ukraine, and I'm like, Maui's like gone, right? And our it's like it's a state, right?
I had a
United
friend.
States, right?
I had a friend who had to evacuate his house in Canada.
Yeah. They're saying they're gonna, like, I think the fund right now is like $700 per household or something silly like that. They're talking about. People are all up in arms. It's silly.
It's pretty bad though.
It's basically gone.
Yeah.
Crazy. Fire season is always a drag. Like living in California, it was always crazy seeing the mountain villages or whatever in California that the fire was coming up over the top of the mountain and all the people in the city down on the side. I remember Sonora. It's like, oh my god, the hell.
Yeah,
I think Flagstaff has had that happen a couple times.
Washington's not great for it
Northern
either.
Arizona has had fires where they've had to evacuate people. Danielle's parents live in Prescott, and or Payson, one of those.
I was
And
at
they've
my
had to
mom's
evacuate
place in
before.
Colorado. She's in Newcastle, Colorado. And there was a time where you could see the glow over the mountains across the highway from her. You could look out in the backyard and you could see at night that there was fire, like right there, in a big way.
Yeah, my buddy lives like on the other side of a lake from where the fire initially started.
Ooh.
And he sent some photos that are just absolutely insane. You can look over the lake and you can see the lake in the foreground, and then in the background you can see this huge hill on the horizon, and it's just on fire.
Yeah,
Like it's crazy. Reminded me a lot of the
Fire is nature's reset button.
Yeah, I know.
It's unfortunate that man can hit it.
I think the ones in Canada were started from lightning strikes.
Thank you, Relapse, for clarifying.
What's that?
Well, Relapse said nobody hates those foul bastards more than Canadians, pricks. To be clear, I mean geese, not Hawaiians.
We were back. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with conversational trains in chat.
Well, because they're on a delay too. Despon wants to know where your friend lives, Baby J.
Somewhere around the
British
Northern
Columbia.
Territories in Canada.
Despon, you have so many evacuated in British Columbia right now around you.
Yeah.
And where are you at?
Should probably check on Graham.
Yeah, we need to check on Graham.
Is he in BC?
He's in
Armstrong.
Armstrong,
Yeah.
Canada, which is like Kelowna and that whole valley.
Armstrong's okay?
Reminds me, I should call my other friends that live in Canada and see what's up. Because a lot of them also live in BC. Be like, hey, have your guys' houses burned down yet? I hope not.
Yes, fine. You live 2 towns from Armstrong.
Oh, wow.
Jen and I have been up there to Kelowna.
West Kelowna is gone. Wow.
Yeah, let me see
We've been to West
if I
Kelowna.
can get.
West Kelowna is gone?
And above me at Lee Creek is gone too. He said he's in Salmon Arm.
Wow.
I will check on Graham right now.
Yeah. Make sure Graham's okay. He was posting today. He reposted our
Oh yeah.
post
he's-
and stuff, so.
Well, and Despon saying Armstrong is fine, but still, I mean, he's got family all around that area, I think.
Yeah, send him a note real quick.
Let's see here. Where is it?
What are you trying to do, Jordan?
I'm trying to figure out where exactly this fire I'm talking about is at. Kelowna? BC?
Yeah, that's what we were just talking about.
Yeah, Kelowna. Gosu, this is a War Machine model. It is. A whole lot of stuff to paint on this. I know, I got it wrong. Yeah, West Kelowna's gone.
Oh, I can go back to split screen, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he had a fire spark up pretty bad, like 1,000 feet from his house. And he's like, all right, time to go. Time to go to the parents' house. And I remember it was like 3 or 4 years ago in Washington. There was some people who had like a baby shower or something like that, or a
Gender
gender
reveal,
reveal.
and it started a wildfire.
Oh yeah, that was just absolutely ridiculous. For
Most wildfires that are, well, all wildfires caused by humans are absurd like that.
Yeah.
It's just insane
This-
to me
the
that people are
stupidest things.
irresponsible.
Cigarette out the window.
yeah,
Campfires left, not put out.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. There's a reason why they put all of those. Hey, make sure you appropriately get rid of your campfire stuff.
A lot of people just don't know how. They douse water on it, it's smoldering, and they
Yeah.
think it's okay.
Do everyone a favor when you go camping. Do the due diligence and figure it all out ahead of time, so you don't burn down the world. What did all the Maui stuff start from? Was it
A
something
hurricane. It was weather. Yeah, it was hurricane.
weather related?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I'm assuming all that stuff down in Maui is just super gnarly.
I mean, it's devastating. Like to see a place where I've
Gone.
never been to Maui.
Trees, houses,
Yeah,
everything down
a
to
place
foundation
that's
for
so
miles.
lush and beautiful is now just ashes and rubble.
Just
It's
flat ground.
It sucks.
heartbreaking. Yeah, we have good friends who have a home in Maui, and their daughter was there for her birthday and got stuck there. She was at she was there for her birthday and with friends staying at a resort, and she said that the resort, like all of the employees at the resort, left because people who lived near it were trying to protect their homes, and then people who lived like outside of the area couldn't get in. So the resort was like just the
Oh, that's right.
the
She's
guests.
trapped. Yep.
Yeah, and they had nothing. They had, I mean, they were like foraging for food, trying
Oh
to
my
like go in.
gosh.
Yeah, because there was nobody working at the resort.
Oh my gosh.
Fuzzy Wonder says the Kelowna side of the fire is getting super out of hand. That sucks.
Wow.
That's my buddy.
Fuzzy Wonder's your
Yeah,
friend?
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
I'm worried about my buddy Fuzzy. Hopefully
Maui
things have,
started from power line sparks. According to local authorities, they did not upgrade old breaking power lines for years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
but
a
it was
lot of-
because of all the storms that
A
they.
lot of argument right
blew-
now too
yeah.
because they shut down
Didn't-
looking for what the cause of the fire was.
Well, and they
supposedly.
didn't do the sirens. They didn't do
nothing.
emergency sirens.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Very big cloud of suspicion around the whole Maui thing right now.
Fuzzy
Yeah,
Wonders
she-
at parents, all good. That's awesome.
That's good.
Yeah, stay
I got
safe out
I got
there,
really
guys.
worried with all the chats going crazy last night.
Take a little bit of bright yellow green because I don't want a pure yellow to mix in to the blue. I don't
Oh, it's-
think.
2:04. You guys want to keep going?
Oh,
Mm.
You joined us late.
I joined late,
Nice.
so I'm
it
like,
feels
what?
like
It can't
like
be
you just
that
got
late.
here.
I do have some stuff that I gotta take care of.
Yeah, we probably ought to
Yeah.
conclude.
You want to go till 2:30? We give you a heads
go
up
to
at like
2:30.
Yeah, we can go to
2:20.
2:30.
I'll give you a heads up.
Yeah.
Okay. The Deep Fresh hello. Percival Chevalier starts forest fires and doesn't care. That is all.
That is all. Can't be bothered.
He's been known to be the cause of a wildfire from flicking his
Cigarette.
cigars.
Cigars, yeah.
Avian took Percival as more of a hookah user. I think he'll partake in anything.
And he smokes old cigarette butts. What are you talking about? He collects all the swill out of people's bar glasses.
That sounds so gross. That actually just sounds disgusting.
That's my character.
Yep.
He didn't care.
Ew.
Well, Tomato said Percival Chevalier V, first of his name, will cause some burning sensations, but they're not fire related.
Oh no.
Oh.
You're not wrong.
Smokes those week old cigarette butts from the ash cans outside of businesses.
Yep. Yep. We already went through. He started an OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Ow.
An
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans where he sells his bird bath water.
Sells his bird bath water. Drinks a lot of alcohol. They've been rained on, dried, rained on again, and dried again. Using a word like swill isn't so great. Call it grog and we're all good.
Swill.
Uh-oh, Omicron Samurai wants to know if you finished the snake lady.
No. I escaped from snail jail or scale jail.
Jason wasn't here, so Jordan took that as an opportunity to be free of the scales for the day. He's an alcoholic.
Let me be clear. Jason is not the one keeping me in scale jail. It's just funny to blame him for it.
Oh, Valney, that sounds lovely.
It was my own decision to
Oof.
get involved with scale related projects.
Go Sue. Yeah, dating a smoker comes with all kinds of risks. Gosu said, speaking of old cigarettes and forest fires, I used to date a girl who smoked, and one day we were getting ready to go out to dinner and we smelled smoke. Her overfilled ashtray outside combusted and went up in flames.
Yep.
I'm
Oh
glad
my
that
gosh.
relationship didn't work out. Yeah, that would have been the end of it for me, I think.
It's a little bit of bright yellow green inside of the deep sea bin and the white blue mix to give us a little bit of warmth in the mid-tone right out of our brightest highlights. See it here. Here. A couple areas on the chest. Doesn't get rid of the blue of the steel, but it gives it that nice shine of outdoorsy without going into like sky earth reflectiveness. My armor's not that shiny. I just want a little bit of color added in.
Percival has a letter opener. But he has a shield, right? He's holding a shield?
He's got a shield.
Yeah.
Why?
Ovile had said, almost wish Percival had an axe and shield.
Got a letter opener. Slice your ankles. He's an ankle biter.
Nice getting some more color on this to kind of frame out some of that yellow. Get rid of some of the overspray, which is nice. Lots of non-metallic metal that's going to happen on this model. Lots and lots and lots. So might be able to cheat and do the wish.com style, which I think will still look really good.
How much time are you trying to spend on that guy?
Not a lot. Which is why I want to do the
Yeah,
wish.com. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this model.
Graham said he's good. He's about half an hour north of where the fire jumped to the lake by Kelowna.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Kelowna, West Kelowna. Only divided by that river /
Yeah.
lake.
Said they're supposed to get some rain, so
That's
hopefully
good.
that'll help.
Clear some of that out. Just base coating metallic. Just base coating metallic. No problems here. Just base coating metallics. These, I forgot how
Have
much.
I said
Sorry, go ahead.
how much I love this model?
What?
Oh gosh,
Have
man.
I said how much I love this model?
I had not heard that.
And yeah, no, I've never heard this before in my
It's new
life.
information.
Look at this model. He's so great.
It's all right.
This sculpt is 100% tremendous. It is so good.
It's
it is
all right.
totally my spirit animal.
Totally my spirit animal.
Sorry, what model is that? Never seen it before.
You're gonna airbrush with Pro Acryl today?
Heck yeah.
Walking Harder question: what is the biggest mistake
Oh,
you see
geez.
painters make in general?
Oh,
Not painting.
Yeah, I think that it's funny, but that's probably the biggest one is not painting,
Not
finding
trying
excuses to
something.
not paint
Yeah.
because
yeah, it's a good one.
painting like anything. I guess I'm predisposing the word painter to somebody who wishes themselves to be able to progress through their painting as they do it, and so of course not painting is the logical answer because it's the biggest holdup to you getting more consistent and confident in your skills. But outside of that, if you're talking about just the mechanics of painting, generally brush handling
Yep.
is the biggest problem. I will watch good painters, skilled painters. The thing that'll limit them is the way they move their brush on the model. Understanding, I use the broom analogy, right? Because paint is like sweeping dirt. If you use a broom, number one, you want a good broom. You don't want a broom that looks like it's been frayed and used for 15 years and all the bristles at the end splay out and big gaps in between them because when you sweep the dirt pile, a lot of it sneaks through the bristles, so you'll get
That's
that
our
same kind
broom
of streaky application of paint
at
with a
the
bad
old
brush.
house.
Huh?
That's our broom at the old
That's
house.
our broom at
Yeah.
the old house. But you'll get streaky application of paint because the bristles don't release paint evenly. But if you've ever swept a floor, which I think all of us have, you sweep the dust along, and it will, at the end, when you start your brush stroke and you end and you lift the broom, you get most of the dust pile at the end and a tail, like a comet tail of dirt that you have to go back and push again with the broom to get it to where eventually the dust tail is so minute because you've moved so much of it and you get a lump of stuff at the end. So paintbrushes work exactly the same way. They leave a comet tail of color behind them, but they push the bulk of the pigment in the direction of your stroke and leave it at the end of the stroke where you lift the paintbrush. So no matter if you're painting thin or thick, if you're painting thick, you leave a lot more paint behind, but you still leave more at the end. If you're painting very thin, you leave a lot less behind, but more at the end. And so what you always want to be doing is focusing on leaving your brush stroke end where you want the most of whatever color is on your brush to be. So if it's a highlight, brush stroke towards your highlight. If it's a shadow color, brush stroke towards your shadow color. If it's a mid-tone, brush towards the middle of where that mid-tone goes and then swipe and go to the other side and brush back towards the middle of where that mid-tone goes. You've been seeing me do that a lot here, like along these pieces, where I have shine across the crown of the helmet, is I will bring brush strokes down to make that bright line, and then I'll meet brush strokes up to meet that white line so it hits in the center and blends, right? So you just have to always understand the shape you're painting and how to push paint onto that shape. That's the single biggest mistake I see people make. And it will create situations where you're not as happy with the outcome versus what you see on, Twitch or YouTube or Instagram.
I think another one that I see, and this is more of like a mentality than it is like a specific thing that people do, is thinking that they're never going to be able to learn how to do painting. They look at something and they're like, oh, I'll never be able to do that.
Elevator Reno says the biggest mistake is not using Pro Acryl. You're hired. We try not to be so 100% marketing around here, but yes, we agree.
And Death Spawn, I mean, maybe you intended that to be a joke, but for sure, if you don't like them, let us know. We'll help you. We'll give you a refund. You can send them back, whatever. But we think you'll like them.
Yeah, maybe Jay's saying like it's a mental block sometimes too. It's kind of like the not painting thing. Again,
Yeah.
just don't be judgmental, right? Because overly judgmental and looking at your own work and thinking you'll never be good and then giving up is stopping the journey before you've even turned the engine on.
Yeah. It's like when people look at like stuff, I'll paint some stuff and then people will look at it and they'll be like, I don't know why I paint. I'll never be able to paint like that. It's like, well, don't think about it that way. Don't compare your experience to my experience. I've spent, thousands and thousands of hours painting. And I've spent the time to, go find answers to questions that I have had. And I've had the time to put into, to apply the knowledge that I've learned. The first step is just painting. Second step is finding more knowledge.
Deathbond says, wait, so I'm bad because I stopped painting last year? It definitely provides you a hurdle that you gotta relearn and get rid of bad habits.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
All right.
Don't think paint.
Yep. Well, to start, don't worry about it and start painting.
Well, it is.
Eventually, you
just
want to think.
It is just paint.
It is just paint.
You're not
And I think
operating
that-
on a brain.
I think that it would be a very, very rare and unique occasion when this would be a life or death situation.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. Jason said it once the other day, and I took it to heart. He was like, "You're not performing heart surgery.
That is correct.
It is okay to mess up. Painting is for fun."
Yeah, it's funny. You talk to more seasoned and confident artists, and you say, how come I've watched you paint for years and you never mess up? And it's like, no, I mess up all the time. I mess up as much as you do. I just don't care.
Yep.
Right? And so I never focus on it. You never think about my mess ups because I've already gone back and fixed them before I never tell you about them.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
because
I
we
get
don't
a
think
brush
about
stroke
it.
that goes into an aberrant location, or I don't get a blend right. I don't talk about it. I just simply go back and
fix
get the color I need and fix it. And that's just the ability to look at the situation and realize that I know where I'm going. I know how to get there, or I'm learning how to get there if it's something new. And you just realize it's paint. Paint's easy to fix. You cover it up. Paint thin. Don't glom your paint on your model. Lesson number 1. Then you can always put another color over the top of the color you're painting now, whether it's because that's part of your process or whether that's because, I don't like this warm brown, so I'm going to switch to something else, right? Do whatever you want.
I mean, heck, you see me repaint stuff all the time.
I don't know what this thing is.
I do it a lot.
Look at that
You
thing.
see me make mistakes. I do it. We all do it.
Yeah.
I don't. I just try. I say I do just to make people feel good, but I don't.
Jason's not human.
He's an alien with a dog.
If
Or
you painted it once,
a
you
daughter.
can paint it again. 221.
All right. Shall we send it off?
No, that was your 10-minute warning.
Oh, those 10. Okay.
9-minute warning if you want to end at 2:30.
That gives me 9 minutes to talk about how much I love this model.
Oh my gosh.
Are you prepared, chat?
I'm not prepared.
What are they going to do all weekend when they don't know how much you love this model?
They'll just have to wonder.
How are you going to keep people informed?
They will have to wonder.
Does
Or
Jason
tune
still
into our
love his
Discord.
model?
Tune into our Discord. I may pop in Discord and
Just,
tell you how much I
just tell
love this model.
everyone.
Just wanted to let y'all know.
Chad, I hope you're having a great weekend, and I also wanted to let you know I happen to love this owl model.
Like a lot. Like a lot.
Gosu is actually on board for how much you love this model. At first I was disturbed, but I'm with it now. A little bit of an unhealthy attachment, maybe.
Hey, I don't need that kind of negativity.
Despon said I looked at all the models from Hit Point, and it really is the best model there.
Right? It's the best model they have. There's some neat ones. The other ones just don't capture this feel, and I think it's just, the sculpt is just this cute owl. The other ones are really great sculpts. right? But they're more serious. It's like the Crow Wizard is just more,
Yeah.
I don't know, realistic. And it's not that this guy's probably pretty realistic for the type of owl, but it's the choice of character in this armor and just the whole look, right? Because he's got this look of awe
Yeah.
going on.
The eyes.
And it just makes me want to have him be this king of debauchery.
Yeah.
You know? And so then the story takes over, and it's my favorite model ever. So, there you go.
Abiotic Sphinx. I had a hard time with this one earlier. Said, I'm going to start watching these streams at work. Be careful.
Yeah, don't get in trouble.
Don't get in trouble. We don't want to be.
We'll allow it.
We don't want to contribute to any, loss of employment.
If your boss has a problem with it, tell him to call us.
Wad said it's really bad for productivity, but it's a good time. Morning Tide said, glad I learned of these streams. I plan to go through the whole archive. Well,
Woo!
I was going to say that's a lot because Jason's been streaming this painting since like 2016, but they're not all archived.
I mean, it's still a lot.
It is still a lot, but as far as like the whole history,
Yeah.
it's not accessible anymore. Those days are gone.
But a lot of the more recent ones, we've been for the last
they've
3
been
months,
going
4
over
months.
to YouTube now, so
We've been
should have
keeping
a
them.
nice library of videos to
Yeah, to keep you busy for a long time.
Oh, joke's on you guys. I work at an LGS, so it'll be work related. Well, that's awesome.
Joke's
That
on you
definitely makes it better.
Wait, why is the joke on us? We get to be excited by you being here. That's not a negative for us at all. It's great.
Ghosty said, is Percival about to rob an alehouse, or is he killing a dragon? You never know.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know if he would kill the dragon.
I beg your pardon?
He would
I
poke that
feel
dragon right in the feet.
Yeah.
Dragons have 4 Achilles tendons.
Yeah.
Do they have Achilles tendons?
Oh, Morning Tide said, honestly, watching a few of the past week ones convinced me to buy into the whole paint line last night. So,
Hey.
good job.
Awesome.
Our work here is done.
Well, welcome. Yeah, it's like,
work here
all
is
right,
done.
I guess I can stop the stream now. Great.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Signing out. That's awesome, though, by the way.
Yes, thank you. We appreciate that. Always fun to hear.
Yeah, it's great to hear
going
about
all
stuff like that.
in. We ring a bell for you.
We ring the bell. Do you have a bell thing on the thing?
Not really.
That thing's dying.
It's kind of dying. There's not really a bell.
We need a new soundboard.
Well, that didn't even finish. That
Yeah,
sounded
that's what
like
I'm
it
saying.
could have been
It's kinda
exciting.
dying. It probably does have stuff, but it won't play the whole thing.
Yeah.
Could be a
Oh, that's
battery
not a bell.
thing, or I don't know.
Well, that one played like double.
Barton over there.
Excuse you. Jeez. Despon said that's what happened to me. Now I have to sell another paint set.
Pro Acryl, creating new painters.
Yeah.
One
With
gifted
your
paint set
Old
at a
paint.
time. One of our community members gave us the award of starting the most new painters into the hobby, because all of these painters that have discovered Pro Acryl have had to gift their paints to friends of theirs that maybe weren't painters. So they
That's
get
so funny.
reluctantly placed in the hobby.
Vile Needs, thank you. I think there might be one store in Maine that carries Pro Acryl.
I thought we had a store in Portland.
I don't remember.
That's a Phil question.
Bill.
New guy Philip,
New guy Philip.
do we have a store in Maine?
I know you're lurking.
FLGS in
That's true, I
chat.
could do
That is the best way to do it.
FLGS.
Warm brown, perfect color.
Brown gray, perfect color.
Percival Chevalier, the 5th, first of his name.
I feel like he needs more titles.
Yeah. They usually acquire them though as time goes on.
I feel like he's a
Demolisher of
seasoned.
Worlds,
Yeah.
Slayer of Dragons. Chevette.
Slicer of Achilles.
Master of Chevettes.
Master of Chevette.
They just call him Chevy
100
Chevalier.
blessings upon his
Chevy
name.
Chevalier.
Chevy Chevalier.
Oh,
Chevette
Esquire.
For
You
short.
can have Esquire. Percival Chevalier the Fifth, first of his name.
Esquire.
No, Percival Chevalier the Fifth, Esquire, first of his name. Chalky milk enthusiast.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Abiotic.
Easily distracted by chocolate milk.
So there's a couple of reasons why potentially that could be, depending on whether you got it direct from us or from a distributor. But you can definitely have the store manager or owner contact support at monumenthobbies.com, and we can get you added for sure.
Yeah, if we've missed getting you on there, that's our fault. But if you deal through like Alliance Distribution or a distributor overseas, depending on where you're at in the world, you can always contact us directly, and we'll put you on there. The distributors won't give us your store information.
Yeah, they can't do that. So
privacy laws.
we need the stores
prevent them
to
from
tell us
sharing
if
all
they
of
want to
your-
be on our locator.
Your stuff.
And we want them to be on the locator so that
Do
people
we
know.
have a way for them to like have a pamphlet that goes out with our product that says, "Hey, if you want to be included on our thing,
No,
you're carrying our thing"?
most of them won't do it.
That's a bummer. Because that would make it easy. Ugh.
You'll get on it Monday. Awesome. Goes into the bar, climbs up on the stool. Chalky, milk me.
Chalky milk.
He just said, milk me.
Whoa!
me.
Whoa now.
Yeah, that's a weird one. So I should start doing that at Starbucks in the morning.
Milk me.
Milk me.
Just
Have they
Well, they
messed
know
up?
me. They know me. I go up to the deal and I'm like, I'll take a venti chocolate milk, and they're like, I'm like, yeah, and they go, we're waiting on the pastry part.
oh, I've been in the car with you. We're like, do you want your banana bread too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today it was, we're waiting to see if you want a pastry. I'm like, no, not today. They're like, okay.
That's funny. At least they don't make yours with coffee in it like they do with when I order it.
Well, they did it that one time.
Yeah.
I had to go
Oh,
back
they
over
did
there.
do the one time.
Yeah, that's how I knew when you handed it to me. That's a coffee drink.
Because it literally happened to you like 2 days before.
I think it was the day before, yeah.
Was it really? Yeah, the day before.
They
yeah.
had new people they were trying to train.
That's funny.
You like a barn full of cows that you can milk for Pro Acryl paint, one cow for each color. I don't think that's how that works.
Oh.
At least not that we're willing to admit to you live on stream. We do not have a full barnyard of milkable paint cows in the back.
No.
No.
Don't eat the paint.
You can't
Don't eat the paint.
All right, gang, we're out of here. We're done. Finished.
We're done.
Thanks for joining us on a Friday. We're going to find somebody to raid, so stick around, show some love in the chat. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I'm glad I finally got to drop in, and I didn't think I was going to get to see you to send you off on the weekend. For those of you that might be new here, hit that follow button and sign up for the alerts so you know when we go live. But we try to stick to the same schedule 5 days a week. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, like today, is our hobby lunch, 12 noon to 2 p.m. Pacific. And Tuesdays and Thursdays, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. also Pacific. So we look forward to seeing you back here as many of those 5 days every week as possible. Hit all the links, our Discord, the store finder, and have a wonderful, wonderful time over the weekend. I'm going to build a doggy treadmill. I'll let you know how that goes on Monday. What are you doing? You're playing Lorcana.
Lorcana tonight. Oppenheimer tomorrow.
Oh, you see an Oppenheimer, okay.
Yeah, I'm tired of waiting for other people,
Yeah,
so I'm
exactly.
just like, if you guys want to go, I'm going.
We're going.
Otherwise, I'm whatever.
All
Tired of
right,
waiting.
gang. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We'll see you on the flip
Bye.
side. We're out of here.
Bye.